Very often, when we talk about love addiction, we immediately point to childhood trauma. And yes, childhood trauma plays a key role in understanding your love addiction journey. But what we rarely talk about is this societal, cultural, and even religious conditioning, and how those quietly shape our love lives in the ways we don't even realize. Most of us inherited the scripts about love from people who never examined their own patterns from movies, culture, family or peer pressure, religion, and society. And one of the strongest messages we absorb is this: if you are single, something must be wrong with you. Marriage and kids become check boxes, not conscious choices, just milestones that you are expected to hit by a certain age. And I felt this pressure very early in my life. Growing up, I was considered the ugly one among my cousins. I was chubby. I experienced a lot of body shaming. Asian beauty standards are brutal, you guys. As a girl, you are expected to be very skinny. At the time, I was labeled as fat, so I tried to hide my body with loose clothes. My cousin had a boyfriend in high school, and I didn't. And I believed the reason was simple. I was fat, I was ugly, so nobody chose me. So when I went to university, I became obsessed with two things: losing weight and getting a boyfriend. I wanted love so badly, not because I was ready for it, but because I needed proof. Proof that I wasn't ugly. Proof that I was worthy. Proof that I was finally chosen. So when I experienced my first relationship, it felt mind blowing for me, not because it was healthy, but because it confirmed a belief I had been carrying for years. Finally, someone loves me, so I must be enough now. I am not ugly anymore because I have a boyfriend. And then I went from one relationship to another for 10 years. If I broke up today, the next day I would be back to dating. I didn't give myself time to self reflect or process any breakup. Do you see how dangerous that is? Fast forward, when I was 29, I made a very intentional decision to be single on purpose, to recover from love addiction and heal my past trauma. For the records, I didn't know I was a love addict back then, but I felt something wasn't right. I had obsessive thinking, fantasy, and anxiety that I needed someone so I wouldn't be lonely. My family back home in Vietnam kept asking me, why don't you find someone? Why are you single at this age? Is something wrong with you? That is how an adult woman without a partner is often labeled in my culture, especially when you are in your 30s. They didn't try to hurt me, they were worried that I would end up alone, that I would live alone and die alone. But that constant questioning became pressure. That pressure made it harder to trust my own path, even when I knew deep down that being single was the healthiest choice I could make at the time. Hi, I'm Lily Nguyen, a professional certified coach. I help people heal heartbreak, love addiction, and codependency. Let me share another example with you guys. One of my clients grew up deeply religious in a small town. His belief system taught him to focus only on religion, to get married young, without exploring who he was or what he actually wanted in his life. And of course, no sex before marriage. In his early 20s, he married someone after 1 month of dating, and the marriage failed, of course. And this is not about blaming religion. It's about making lifelong decisions without self awareness. Do you see what happens when belief replaces self awareness and independence of mind to make the decisions for yourself? We absorb beliefs from societies, culture, and religion without realizing it, and then we build our love lives on top of those beliefs. Most people are not choosing love, they are following the scripts written by people who never learned how to deal with their own lives. And if you never question the story you inherited, you will keep living someone else's version of life, not yours. And let's talk about movies and music for a moment. Disney movies, for example. They are cute, right? There is a side effect. I cannot stress this enough. Almost every princess have mommy issues, daddy issues, and abandonment wounds. And somehow magically all of her problems disappear the moment the prince shows up. They fall in love and then they live happily ever after. We grew up absorbing this without even realizing it. A deep unconscious belief that having a partner will save us, that love will fix everything, that once someone chooses us, life will finally feel okay. And many of you don't even realize you have been carrying this belief from the movies and the shows that you have been watching. So you enter relationships expecting rainbows and sunshine and emotional safety forever. And then reality hits you, right? After the honeymoon phase, the emotional highs, you are still unhappy, still triggered, empty, and lost because no person or no relationship can make you happy if you don't have a healthy, happy relationship with yourself. And what about songs? Songs do this too. They romanticize toxic love, they glorify longing, obsession, and suffering. They tell you to hold on to your ex, to suffer through pain, to chase what hurts and call it love. But that's not healthy, conscious love. That's conditioning. So it's time now for us to stop inheriting the values we never consciously chose. It's time to question what kind of love is actually healthy for you and for your nervous system, for your life, and what kind of love contributes positive value into your life. So the work is not to find external love faster. The work is to find love within yourself first. And you got to unlearn the stories you inherited about love, to question who taught you what love is supposed to look like, to notice which beliefs came from fear, pressure, and survival. Because when love is chosen consciously, not out of shame or lack, it stops feeling like something you need to earn, to achieve, and that's when you stop attracting emotionally unavailable partners into your life. Because now love is something you are ready to share. And if you are ready to do the inner work with me, I offer one on one programs to support you through the full process of breaking the cycle and falling in love with yourself again. And I will put the link below. Thank you for being here and thank you for being you.